Welcome, everybody. We are back. It's another week of the Heroes of the Storm Power Hour. So much going on, so much happening. I am very excited to be back. I feel like I haven't done this in forever. It's like 2 weeks has been way too long for me to be not doing this show. So, first and foremost, let me make a few introductions. We have made some changes to this show, changed some of the hosts. We're kind of doing a rotation thing or whatever. It just lets people speak a little bit more. It doesn't nail people down to a normal schedule and everything like that. So let me tell you who we got this week with me. First and foremost, we have the brains behind the operation, the shot caller of our second segment, the most bearded person on this show. I'm sorry, he's got you beat, Jimmy. It's the one and only Balrog Fan VP, a.k.a. Charlie. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good to have you back. It's good to see that sweet face on the screen again.
Thank you so much. You know, I was on a little show called Twizzcast last night, too.
It's true.
Yeah, my beard was way better than Reb's.
It's true. It is true. God bless you for it. I'll tell you what an amazing stand-in he was on Twizzcast last night.
Woo.
So, yes.
Applause for me.
Applause for you. And the other person that we have joining us, you know what? He is known all through StarCraft land, all through the world of the Lost Vikings. He is the 3 Viking Wrecking Crew, Mr. Jimmy Bloxam, a.k.a. DJ Tyrant. Welcome back for another week of beatings.
Oh man, I'm so glad to be back, and especially with you, and we can talk about a little bit of the BlizzCon stuff, and actually a lot of it's already coming out, which is crazy.
Oh, I know, right? I know. It's insane, but that's what I like. That is, that's what one of the things that I am most excited about, the things that Blizzard does really, really well, is the fact that, like, especially with the past 2 BlizzCons, they've been like, oh, hey, all this stuff is coming out. By the way, it's going to be in your lap next week. It's not like,
yeah.
It's not like, hey, guys, guess what's happening next June? I mean, and for some things, some things are like that. That like the whatchamacallit,
the movie
Overwatch.
Yeah, the movie and that. But as far as like some of they at least give you something that you can sink your teeth into and bite into right now. And right. I'm a huge fan of that.
People flying back, seats were still warm on the plane, and we had a new Hearthstone expansion. So. Yeah. Here we are with Cho'Gall.
Yeah. And yep, they have delivered as promised. So, guys, we've got a whole bunch of epic stuff to talk about this week. One of the upsides and one of the downsides is that doing this show on Tuesday means that we have access to information, the day the patch drops and everything's new and we can talk about it and everything. The downside of that is that we don't have very much experience in it. So it's kind of like you get our initial impressions and stuff like that, but we talk a little bit more educated about it next, the following week. But it's very cool.
I always liked it. I mean, yeah, it's tough to throw out like a definitive statement about something, but it's fun to react to it, like as it's kind of growing and happening and evolving.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, definitely, especially with a hero like Cho'Gall this week. Like, oh man, I can't wait to hear what you guys think of Cho'Gall.
Oh yeah. We will definitely hit that. So, guys, there's a couple of ways that you can get a hold of this show. First and foremost, you can get a hold of the audio on iTunes, where 5-star reviews are sincerely appreciated. Basically, when somebody goes to iTunes and they're like, man, you know what? I really want a Heroes of the Storm podcast, so I can listen to what people are thinking and what I might learn and things I didn't know and whatever. 5-star reviews push us higher towards the top. So share the wealth. It's free. And, it's just it's a nice tip of the hat. It's a nice thank you. So you don't necessarily have to type a review. Just a 5-star click certainly helps. Also, in case you can't catch the end of this show or you missed the beginning of this show, tomorrow morning, bright and early, she's going to be on the Blizz Pro YouTube channel. So you can go to the Blizz Pro YouTube channel and catch whatever you didn't, or if you just want to have another hour with our 3 beautiful faces, you could do that too. I mean, hey, whatever. So things are crazy around here. Slapping puppies and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, and then also, guys, if you want to come hang out in our chat room, we go live every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on twitch.tv/BlizzPro. And that channel is also the home of Well Met, West March Workshop, Twizcast, Heroes of the Storm Power Hour. I'm missing another one.
West March Workshop.
Already said that.
The Payload?
Payload, that's what it is. Thanks. Jimmy's a host on there, and he just kind of sat there staring at me blankly.
Checking out.
So, all the reason in the world to sub to the BlizzPro channel. Again, that's a free sub, so you get an email when that channel goes live, and you can say, "Oh yeah, I want to watch the Payload." So anyhow, guys, let's dive right into a little bit of like how our gaming was this week, and how did the Nexus treat you guys? How about you, Jimmy? Why don't you kick us off, man?
I actually didn't play a whole lot. Well, okay, that's not necessarily true, but I didn't play a whole lot of matches against real people, because I realized on Sunday, I was like, crap, the Halloween event ends soon, and I want to get that stupid portrait. So I played about 20 games of AI games to clear out the wins I needed for that. And that was a bit of a slog, because I mean,
thus living out the saddest Sunday evening ever spent.
It's pretty bad. Never again.
God, dude. Yeah, you know what? That's one of those things. It slipped my mind, and I ended up I logged in to Heroes. I never really paid attention to my dailies or anything like that, but I logged in last night, and I actually last night did pay attention, and I was like, oh, that's still going on. I could still get that portrait. Oh, no, wait a minute. I've got 5 wins. That's not happening. Not this go around.
Yeah, I missed it too. I was between BlizzCon and then like post BlizzCon hangover, basically. It just and catching up with real life stuff. It just slipped my mind, and I logged in maybe.
It came at a bad time for anyone focused on BlizzCon. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh well. It's just a portrait. I don't put much stock into them personally, but some people like to collect them, and I'm glad there's always the option.
It's true, and and that's just it. I mean, portraits are kind of. They're neat. I mean, there's something, but it's like, if you're going to give me the Headless Horseman mount for doing 25 wins, then yes, I'm going to grind it out.
You're like, sign me up now.
Yeah. Yes, I will take 2. So, I think that's kind of an interesting point to talk about. Is it's like I always feel that in some of the Blizzard games, when there's perks that go around and stuff like that, I feel that some of the games in the Blizzard franchise gets a little bit gypped, like StarCraft. You get portraits. Come on, big deal. You know, I mean, that's kind of. But it's like, why don't you dress up? You know, why don't you give the zealots different skins or something like that? You know, something that is usable, something that you know, I mean, you can see all the time in front of you, because everything else is in game that you can see and you can lay eyes on, whether it's card backs, whether it's a mount, or, you know, a skin of some type or whatever, but you don't see that in StarCraft.
The gift of playing a lot of StarCraft is lording how much better you are over the filthy casuals when you play StarCraft.
Filthy casuals. FC.
Oh my god.
That's the only reward you get.
So, anyhow, but that's just, you know, it's just one of the things that I was just thinking about. It was like, portraits, I don't know. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, because they give away amazing stuff, like the Overwatch Origins editions. You're going to get Tracer. You're going to get a hero for Heroes of the Storm, a playable hero, you know, from that. And that's amazing. You know, I'm not trying to shortchange it like, oh, Blizzard's not giving us good stuff. That's not it. You know, I'm just saying it's kind of like, you know, awesome stuff for Heroes of the Storm, awesome stuff for Overwatch, awesome stuff for World of Warcraft, couple portraits for StarCraft people. You know what I mean? So
I'm getting that way with the card backs in Hearthstone. I'm getting like, I don't really care. I mean, they're so easy to obtain. But if I have to do like anything bothersome for them, I wouldn't do them.
Well, and you know what? Just to bring this up, Eldorian in the chat room brought up a pretty good point that during the StarCraft interview that BlizzPro had at BlizzCon, they brought up the fact that they're bringing voice packs to StarCraft. So that is kind of a neat thing. I mean, you know, that's a cool thing. What I really want is I want the Pee Wee Herman voice pack. And I want the Arnold Schwarzenegger, who just inhaled helium voice back.
Oh my gosh.
That would be.
Yeah, one of the ones they showed off or kind of talked about during one of the panels was an Abathur voice pack for StarCraft, which that should be exciting.
That's pretty cool.
Oh God, I'm still thinking about get to the chopper. That'd be awesome. So
Get to the drop ship.
So anyway, so let's I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jimmy. Continue with your week in gaming, my friend.
That was mostly it, and trying to sneak in as much of Legacy of the Void as I can, because that also came out this week, as if there wasn't enough gaming content to play through.
Talk about feast or famine.
Jeez.
It's like you got the Hearthstone X pack, you got the new Heroes and Heroes of the Storm, you got Legacy of the Void that came out. It's just like Blizzard just opened up their mouth and threw up all over everybody.
Yeah, and it's not just Blizzard. I might have bought Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh God. Jeez.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Jimmy has not been up out of his chair for the past 4 days.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got chair
I quit my
sores.
job.
He's got chair sores. So how was your weekend game there, Mr. Balrog Fancer?
I played some Heroes. Like I kind of was just last week. I just wasn't feeling great, and work was kicking my ass. So like I played some Heroes here and there, and got over my kind of cold that was lingering.
Yes.
Then last night and tonight I played some Heroes. Or I got Cho'Gall. He seems interesting. So that'll be cool. Quick match if you want to play as Cho'Gall right now. It's a wait. Like, it is a long wait.
Is it really? Like
yeah,
a couple minutes or 10 minutes or 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's close to 10. I mean, the 2 games that we attempted were like that. So I'd say, if you want to practice up your favorite hero right now is the time. So I plan on doing that.
Okay.
Just playing my guys.
Nice. Nice. As far as my week in gaming goes, it has been a lot of StarCraft. It's changing my life. So if and I really want to play co-op, and it doesn't seem like, well, except for Jimmy, it doesn't seem like I don't know. There's not a lot. There's some people that have bought the StarCraft expansion, but not a ton of people. So I really want to try and find some people to do co-op with, because that just seems like it would be so fun. So if you want somebody on your team that is a solid 4 out of 10 Protoss or Terran player, that's me. Hit me up on Twitter @TwizBP, and we will get together and just fight our way against the easy AI as much as we can.
Sounds fun.
So, but in Heroes of the Storm, I did play. I kind of went back a little bit to my Abathur roots, and as luck would have it, I ended up on 2 maps that were great Abathur maps. I had Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple, and it's kind of funny because it's like I haven't played Abathur in so long, and I know that everybody goes with that hat. Well, not everybody. There are a lot of people that go with this the hat build, the direct damage build, and it's like I don't like that build. I like like pushing out a lane and trying to sneak around and soak extra XP and stuff like that, and just try and give the team as much advantage as I possibly can. I don't like the hat. The hat build where it's just all about pushing damage out. That's like face hunter Abathur. I'm not down with that. So I went back to my Abathur roots a little bit, and I mean, top siege damage, top XP contribution. I'd say I did my job.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, the one game we got double support, and it just wasn't the place for it. That was a tough game. And the second game, I played like a dog with Arthas. So
it's
kind of ruined both games, because the first game I picked a support too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
Well, and we ended up with Lieutenant Morales. That was like,
oh yeah,
I'm going to hold down the altar of storms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to hang out here and make sure nothing gets in here, and it's like, thanks for the help. You had the most deaths. I think you did 5k healing the whole time.
No, participated, no takedowns.
Yeah, no takedowns. So you participated in absolutely nothing. And then we wonder why we lost, That's just the nonsense you run into, but I don't know. It was fun. I don't get how some people are like you log in and you're in a game with 4 other human bodies, 9 bodies total, and you're just like, oh, I have to be AFK and I have to not, it's like, I understand kids wake up or your dog, pukes on your shoe or something like that. I get that, but it's like, I mean, a whole 21-minute game and you're just out to lunch. What is going on in your house? What is happening right now that you are just out to lunch?
You don't want to know.
I think we got to stop playing during the hours when everybody's dead drunk and trying to play Heroes of the Storm. my guess, because that's what it feels like.
Oh God! But I had every intention of getting on the PTR and trying out the new Towers of Doom map, and that did not happen. So we will get into the new map very shortly. But let's talk about a new hero that just hit today. He's got 2 heads, 2 arms, 2 legs. I don't know. Do you think he has 4 butt cheeks?
No, it's clear that he has 2 because he's constantly twerking them.
Okay, 2 butt cheeks.
I don't know who controls the twerks though. If it's Cho or Gall.
I don't. You know what? I'm sure it's in the lore somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably in the lore. So that would be Cho'Gall. Although I've not gotten a chance to play him on a map, I was able to sneak away from the chaos in my house before the kids go to bed and before I get on here. And I was able to go into the try mode, and I found a bug where if you switch from Cho to Gall, like you can't control him anymore. You can control a QWE, but he just goes and starts beating on cannons until he gets blown up. So, but I thought it was kind of neat, the little dash where you wind up and, the timer winds up, but you can still continue to move while it's winding up. And then when you execute it, he dashes forward and kind of knocks people back or, off to the side a little bit. Thought that was kind of cool. Nice AoE, and that little ball that he throws out. I'm not sure how to manipulate that because it's so slow.
Well, what happens is the Gall head gets to blow it up.
Oh, okay.
So what you do is you have the Cho person goes, there definitely feels like there has to be like some sort of voice chat happening between Cho and Gall players for true execution. But the Cho player goes throwing E, and then the Gall player knows to watch when the E hits its right spot because the Gall player can actually spec into something where like he can increase the damage on that thing by 20% if he doesn't die. If Cho'Gall stays alive and gets like 5 takedowns, so
and you see that makes sense. It makes sense that I didn't know that because when I switched to the Gall side, I think is the one that detonates it, right?
Yeah,
I couldn't control him, and I was like, "What the hell is going on here? What is this? What's going on?" And I couldn't control him, so I really didn't get to explore his options and his abilities and stuff very well. I thought it was pretty sweet. I did mess with the ultimate ability that kind of grabs everybody and brings them into him. Thought that was kind of nice. Yeah. I didn't see what kind of cooldown it was on, though. So I don't know how often you can do that. I wonder if that's one of those... I mean, I don't know. I hope that's not something stupid like a 70-second cooldown or something stupid like that. It's got to be a quick
Which
cooldown.
ability?
It's the one where it's like a V pattern, and he grabs everybody and pulls them in towards them and slows them by 3 seconds, I think. It was something to that effect. But... yeah, it's basically like the Sylvanas, not Sylvanas.
Oh, you're talking about Cho's ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah, that's at the 60-second cooldown.
Dang, that's stupid. That's too long. Considering you can get Kael'thas's Phoenix every 7 seconds,
Every 7 seconds. The Hammer of Twilight he has, though, is on a 15-second cooldown for an ult, which is crazy.
And what is that?
Basically, it just flat passively increases his basic attack damage by 25%, and you can activate it to swing this kind of like arcing hammer, almost like how Leoric's Q is in front of him, and it pushes the enemy away and stuns them, I believe, for about a second. And
0.75 seconds.
0.75? Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty cool ability. I mean, I don't know. I like a 15-second cooldown.
Chat room's going nuts over it. Zek says Hammer Twilight is so strong. TBK Zord in the chat room. Gall's AoE 1 is 100. Everybody's like, oh my god, I want to be in on this talk. Yeah. So that's one of those things I'm going to have to experience it and mess around with it. It just looked underwhelming with like, oh, we're just going to give you a passive flat increase to basic damage. It's like, that's not an ultimate.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you get that, and you get this sweet little like hammer punch every 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hammer punching.
That is a lot of hammer punching. Wow.
And I am in love with Gall's Shadow Bolt volley.
Oh my gosh, it is so fun.
But volley just can straight murder people.
It's so gross.
Especially when you get level 20 where it pierces. I've seen it just decimate teams so far.
Yeah. Oh, what I was doing, I was playing with a group earlier. I was playing with TBK, who's in our chat room, and he was ETC and Mosh Pit plus Shadow Bolt Volley equals dead people.
Oh, wow.
Sounds amazing.
Wow.
Oh, it is so fun. I'm really excited for this hero.
Well,
it's
the
most fun I've had in Heroes in a while.
Yeah, dude. I'm looking at the chat room. Chat room, I mean, it's flying by. And people are excited about this. They're excited about how it works, how it makes two people work together, all of the different combinations. I'm thinking, just by looking at the response I'm getting, hearing some of the things that I'm hearing, that this is going to be one of those heroes that is just a home run. This is the hero they saved for BlizzCon. You know what I mean? This is like, this sounds. I'm excited just reading chat and listening to the things that's going on. I wish I had more time to experiment with him prior to doing this show. So that way I could add a little bit more. But when you're talking about Shadow Volley and ETC Mosh Pit and stuff like that, it's like, we're going to call the show off early, and I'm going in. So but one of the other things that I did here is the fact that Cho'Gall is a really, really excellent tool for new players. Mm-hmm. Helping people get used to it, because you are two people, you are two people trying to work together, as opposed to, well, I have to go up top because I'm the support right now, and they need me up top. So you just stay down here and don't die. No one learns from that. No one learns from that at all. And I think something like this, if you can get in with a friend and you can do this, I think that is a great, great tool that they can that can help somebody learn, especially if they get it for free just from playing with their buddy and stuff like that. It seems like a lot of things are right with this, and I am happy about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, technically he's the first free hero, and players who are Gall just basically get to focus on like, if you struggle with positioning and you struggle with learning like the map objectives and you're fairly new to the game and you got a friend who's been playing for a while, just be like, dude, hop on my shoulder. You can be my second head and just start blowing people up. Watch what I do. Come on, you'll get used to moving around, and I'll teach you these map objectives. You don't actually have to worry about moving to them. Just worry about doing the damage and learning while we play.
Yep.
And that's something very unique about Cho'Gall. Mm-hmm. I think it's great because any player can install this game now and go, hey, can I play with you? Yeah, sure. Be my head, like be on my shoulder. We'll rip people up. You'll feel really strong playing Gall too. It's not like you feel useless.
Yeah.
I think what's also really unique about Cho'Gall is he has no mana pool. So literally just your cooldowns is what restricts you on your spells.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I am curious, and we talked a little bit about this prior to the show starting, and that was using the Abathur hat on him.
Yeah.
Let me know, guys. Hit us up. You can follow the show at Heroes Power Hour on Twitter, or you can email me, podcast@blizzpro.com. Let me know what you think a good team comp could be and why with Abathur and Cho'Gall, because essentially it's kind of like
making a raid boss.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, but you are down 3 people because 3 people are up on one character, essentially. So it's kind of like, I think it's going to be a losing battle, because if you are hatting Cho'Gall too much and not soaking as Abathur and pushing lanes and stuff like that, you can find yourself behind. But if there's another, maybe Zagara or maybe Sylvanas could be your a fourth. And I don't know. I suppose it is dependent on the map as well. And I don't know. It's hard to say. So hit us up if you guys are interested, and let us know what your thoughts would be on an Abathur Cho'Gall team comp, and whether it's a good idea.
Tassadar.
What's that?
Pair him with Tassadar and have Tassadar following around.
Oh,
just triple shield him.
That's just gross.
So he's got a good health pool.
Yeah.
He's got a good health pool. And that was one of the things that was going to scare me.
The other thing to think of is if you're playing against Cho'Gall, like in a draft, pick an assassin that has Giant Killer, because Giant Killer ramps up ridiculously well against Cho'Gall.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a team earlier that went double Giant Killer with Hammer and Rainier.
Shadow Vapor's blowing my mind right now. He said, could Abathur use his ultimate, not ultimate evolution, what's the other one that he has where he clones a character?
Yeah, that's Ultimate Evolution, right? Because the other one's Evolved Monstrosity.
That's what it is. Ultimate. Okay, so it is, yeah. What happens if you use that on Cho'Gall, I wonder?
I would guess you would get Cho's abilities.
Yeah, probably.
But how would you control
He gets Cho
it?
only, is what Purple's saying.
Okay.
So you get Cho, no Gall, but I mean it's still a big beefy body, I would imagine. But I don't know.
Interesting. So many weird things. You never know. So, anyways, what's the things that scroll across our chat room, ladies and gentlemen? I am in awe and I love it. So, not only with Cho'Gall, the very cool news, but there's a new map out, Towers of Doom, ladies and gentlemen. I have not played it. Everything that I have seen, I want to just say first and foremost, the introduction at BlizzCon, watching it on some of the PTR, stuff like that, it is probably visually the most astoundingly gorgeous map I have seen to date. And I was a big fan of how the Eternal Conflict maps looked with the Heaven and Hell side. I thought that was an unbelievable concept and just gorgeous how they pulled it off. But that crap doesn't hold a candle to this new one. And the old Victorian style houses and the pumpkins and headless horsemen and stuff like that. And not only that, but the fact that the map and how you play that map is fairly unique. I've not played the map, but for me it kind of feels like it's a little bit of Blackheart's Bay, but we can't attack your core.
Yes, a little bit. It is like that, except instead of coin turning, it's almost like shrine or curse channels.
Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, and it's so unique. I love this map. Have you gotten a chance to play it yet, Jimmy?
Yeah, I played it once at BlizzCon, kind of got a little bit of a feel for it, but then I played it last week on the PTR about 3 or 4 times, and oh my gosh, I absolutely love this map. Like, it's so fun. It's good. So different. It's really a injection of different style of gameplay into the game, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that really strikes me is like how I think specialists are going to be like much like in Haunted Mines, specialists are going to be at a premium on this map, and I just love seeing maps that really like kind of throw like one type of class, like this kind of bone, like hey, you're going to be really good on this map, and you should enjoy that power, because Sylvanas is good on really good on a few maps, and maps she doesn't feel like she has much of a presence. This is for strong maps.
Yeah, I believe you said that Azmodan is going to be pretty beastly on this map, which is good because I'm a huge Azmodan player. So that would be cool. Did they say whether or not they increased or they narrowed down the pool of maps for this week?
So for this week on live, they removed Haunted Mines from the pool. This new map is not on live yet. It's on the PTR currently. So they're still testing it out. But
it is?
I'm thinking we'll see it in the next few weeks.
Okay.
I didn't even realize that. Did they changed that at the last moment? Because in the patch it said it was coming.
If you look at the patch notes, it says it's not out yet.
Oh, geez. I totally skimmed over that. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Okay.
No, you're not. It's just something. It was something to easily.
I was under the assumption as well that it was live, but now that you're saying that,
they're like, oh, new battleground, and they explain it all, and then they tuck in, oh, only available on the PTR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the patch patch notes confused me, and I just was like, what?
See, I didn't read either. There's a date there on when it playtesting ends, the 24th. So I imagine we'll see it.
Oh, it's
either the 24th or the 1st of December. So real soon here.
Cool. Cool. It's got to be the 24th. And you can't release the Halloween map in December, for crying out loud. What the heck's wrong with you, Blizz?
Yeah, come on.
You know?
Together.
Get all your crap in one sack. So, anyways. But so let's talk about the map and how you play it. And you said you got to play this at BlizzCon, Charlie. And well, both of you guys got to play this at BlizzCon. So, obviously, we know that it's gorgeous. We know that specialists are going to have a big, big home there. And what is the strategy behind this map?
I think there's going to be a lot of like rotational pressure on areas that that on the forts that pop up before the shrine. I think timers are going to be something like, if a team knows the timers, much like in Sky Temple, they're going to be at a big advantage, because grabbing camps at the right time, taking a fort at the right time before a shrine channel. So even if you like, because sometimes 3 will pop at once, and if you only get 1, but you know you're controlling 4 and they're controlling 2, all you need is 1, and it's an even trade. And if you happen to get 2, you're up 8-2 on the damage count. So there's going to be a lot of like reward, or there's going to be some rewards for memorizing the timers on this one, and I think that's going to be very important, especially when it comes to grabbing the forts, because those make such a big difference. That's why I like the specialists so much here.
Right. Huh.
And yeah, Snuggy says, "Dude, it's Alterac Valley." What's funny is that this when I had sat down with the developers, me and Ale, to ask them some questions about the game, they said this initially started as Alterac Valley. Like, this map was going to be Alterac Valley.
I thought it was Arathi Basin.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah, close enough.
My mistake.
Battlegrounds from WoW.
Yeah. The one where you hold the points and you channel.
Yeah.
And but there was no finality to it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's interesting about grabbing the boss on this map is it shoots 4 shots onto their core. So each core has, I think, 40 health on it. And as soon as you activate one of the altars, it does how many ever towers you have up. It shoots that amount of bullets at the other core. So. From what I've played of it, I haven't seen too much lane pushing really affect the game at all. But I'm assuming at some point that someone's going to figure something out in pushing. I believe if you have all the towers, you like periodically just do damage to their core automatically. Every whatever, I don't know what the time is, so I haven't actually seen that in game yet. So
I wonder if the core can regenerate a shield.
It can't, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah, there's just a number on your side.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, this is gonna have to be. Yeah, this is just something that you have to play and experience to know. So I'm just excited about it. I don't even care if it's a garbage map. If the freaking. If it's just a stupid, I don't even care.
It's being well received compared to Battlefield of Eternity.
Oh God, Battlefield of Eternity. That was something to write home about. Yeah. But I don't even care if it's a garbage map. It looks so gorgeous. I'm just like, you guys play the map. I'm gonna walk around and explore and look at this stuff. I'll let you know where the enemy team's at, because they'll probably find me exploring. So,
you going with Lily for that?
Yeah, right. So, more on that. And this week, I promise, guys, I will jump into the PTR and I will play that map. So that way, next week, we can give you some better thoughts. We were going to be spoiled. We thought, both Charlie and I thought that it was already live. It would launch with Cho'Gall, post BlizzCon. Yep. They're giving us everything anyway, so it's like, we just kind of assumed that was coming too. But
every time a new map drops too, I don't see it for like 3 days, so I just assumed it was par for the course. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah,
pop eventually.
One of the things that I did want to talk about at BlizzCon was I did watch the Heroes of the Storm panel where they talked about character creation. And one of the things that I thought was really, really cool about it was it's like, I'm thinking, okay, they're making new heroes. Okay, they're, we're going to see, Vol'jin. We're going to see, the normal names that we just haven't seen yet that we know are probably in the pipe. And they showed a slide back behind them. And they said, we're not saying that these are in development or anything, but these are the kinds of characters that we're going after. And I saw the Innkeeper from Hearthstone. I saw Dr. Boom from Hearthstone. And I'm thinking to myself, Dr. Boom is a WoW character, but to bring his Hearthstone functionality to Heroes of the Storm, running around throwing bombs and stuff like that, it's like, I never thought you can't bring Hearthstone to Heroes of the Storm. Bull crap. It looks to me like that's exactly what they're doing. And and they had Kel'Thuzad and stuff like that. But it was the Kel'Thuzad that, it was the picture of Kel'Thuzad was from the Hearthstone cards. So I'm not saying that, he's going to revive all the demons that, at the end of his turn like he does in Hearthstone. But it really got my gears turning as to wow, they're going to introduce heroes like they're not, it's not like, oh yeah, I knew it was just a matter of time before, so-and-so showed up. They're coming out with heroes that's wow, didn't see that one coming. And I'm very excited about that. What do you guys, did you guys see that panel?
I heard some of it, but I wasn't actually sitting at the panel. I just heard the aftermath of it. But yeah, I mean, and that's one of the coolest things that they're doing. I mean, and look at it, it's pretty much been par for the course for this freaking game so far. I mean, yeah, we got Jaina, Arthas, Diablo, all this, the normal stand-ins, but then they just throw a free two-headed ogre at us.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a baby Murloc. Hey, guess what? You guys remember that Lost Vikings game? No? Well, here's 3 heroes you have to control at once. They've just been, they have done some oddball stuff so far, and it's worked out.
Yep.
I mean, people seem to enjoy playing these characters, so
Yeah.
I can't wait to be Dr. Boom and basically throw boom bots like Zagara throws her banelings down a lane. Let's watch them blow up.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
I have a feeling it's going to make me angry.
I hope he's the best character in this game. That'll give him 2 games of dominance.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah. Did you guys get to play the arena?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about the arena.
Together.
I did not get to watch. I watched I watched a little bit of the panel that talked kind of about it. And here's what they did. They really, really went on a kick where they were like, oh, all of you can be Illidan if you want. Mm-hmm. All of you can be Jaina if you want. All of you can be Lily if you want. It's I get it. We can all do that. Okay. But it's tell me about the arena, how it functions. Do you put us in a circle and we all kill each other and last man standing wins? Do we have objectives? Do we have this or that? And again, I didn't catch all the panel, but I want to hear from you guys what you saw and what it was like.
So basically the maps are mini versions of the currently existing maps. The few that I saw was basically a small version of Garden Terror, and the first team to get 100 seeds won. Another one was a mini version of Sky Temple, and you damage their quote unquote core, and the first one to kill the other person's won. And basically how it works as far as picking heroes is you're given 3 different heroes to choose from, and occasionally, I never got to play this myself, but I know Charlie did. You'll get everyone on your team, or everyone on both sides, will each get the same exact hero in their 3 slots. So it'll be everyone's Thrall or everyone's Zagar or something like that. And there are some restrictions. I'm pretty sure they're not allowing 10-on-10 or 5-on-5 Abathurs, which would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
But it would take forever.
Oh, or 5-on-5 Lilies.
That'd be so fun. Just everyone's blind trying to auto attack each other. Just dragons flying everywhere and no one taking any damage.
Jugs of a quadrillion cups or whatever.
Oh, that's the other thing is you start at level 10 with your hero and you pick your ultimate, and that's the only choices you have in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, me and Shadow played together too, and that's when we got the all thrall, and it was silly town. Just
Wow.
seeing 5 sunderings go off on each side like all at once, just like
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I'm looking forward to it. And what they really, really showed me at BlizzCon, and I'm sorry guys, I know there was a post BlizzCon episode last week, but I wasn't on it, so damn it, here I'm going to talk about it. One of the things that I really like about it is, and I don't know if it was a big talk game, where we're going to talk up a big game or whatever, but they made it a big point to let you know, like, we don't play by the rules. All these things that all these groundworks that have been set with League of Legends and Dota and this and that, they're cute, but we're not doing that. We're doing what we want to do, and we make the rules up as we go. And if you don't like it, well, you're going to miss out on it because it's going to be pretty awesome. And I think that's phenomenal. I mean, I'm not saying that to be a Blizzard fanboy. And I know I said this last night. People are, oh, you're such a Blizzard fanboy of toys. I'm sorry. I like good games. Shame on me. But
fan man.
Yeah, fan man with a fan purse.
Yeah.
And
In a fan parasol.
yes, right. In fan heels. But I like the way that, I mean, who saw the arena coming? Who saw that? I mean, they're taking this game and they're adding sub games to this game that's already breaking some rules and doing its own thing. And
it
so
would have been so easy for them to just copy and paste ARAM, and everyone would have been just as happy and gone, yes, ARAM, what we wanted, what we're playing in our custom games. Mm-hmm. Instead, they give you a whole brand new mode that's just, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, it is a treat. It's delightful. I love playing that. That was probably the funnest thing I did. Like, getting my hands on all the new heroes and getting a chance to test them out, really cool. But playing that arena mode was just...
How long was the average game?
Yeah.
How long was the average game for you?
You did best 2 out of 3, and it took about like 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
That's
it was
awesome.
super fast. It was
That's
so
awesome.
fun, though. Oh my gosh.
And that's what I like. I can get a hero's fix and not have to do a 23-minute match or do a 14-minute match where I lose. Our team is down by 7 levels. You know what I mean? That's no fun. That's like, wow, I just wasted some time. But, quick snippets, quick in and out, dunzos, easy peasy. Now, let me ask you this, guys. You ready? Because this is something that crossed my mind. If this arena thing takes off, and you're not picking talents, you're not, except for your ultimate ability, right?
Right.
Is this something that could be adapted and expanded largely to console players? Boom, boom, boom.
I don't know.
Because you have your QWE, you can map that to your triggers and everything like that, and you're facing with your doubles, you're facing and control movements with your joysticks. But where I think when you take some of those choices out and it just turns into a brawl, I think that could be console worthy. Console. Some people get on me because I say console. I'm from Chicago. Get off me. But
I've seen like little side modes of things show up on consoles, so it's not like out of the question. I would say like there was just this random Fable card game that was on the arcade, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's possible. I mean, I think Hearthstone's still more likely to like hit the consoles, but
I don't know.
I guess maybe
I could see a Blizzard.
I mean, they're branching into it for sure with Overwatch, so I'll never say no.
Yeah.
Jimmy looks like he wants to say no.
After this past BlizzCon, we know that.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, anyways.
No, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It would surprise me if they
all I'm
just
saying,
put a small portion of the game on the console.
Somehow, some way, somewhere, if they ever wanted to do something like that, a process that easy of you got 3 heroes that you can pick, very easy, whatchamacallit, objectives, not a large map, minimum controlling, little brawling, it could happen, is all I'm saying.
I'd gladly accept it.
So, I mean...
Yeah, it would be fun, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just food for thought, just something that crossed my mind while I was on my thinking chair earlier. Mm-hmm. So, anyhow, Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to start a segment that we are, we kind of want your feedback a little bit on it, but one of the hottest places that you can get, like, everything from, Hearthstone decks to, heroes news, heroes opinions, hey, this worked, hey, I did that, hey, here's a short clip of this, is Reddit, okay? Obviously, Reddit is... It's a big thing when it comes, especially when it comes to everything. But Blizzard Gaming in general, you never know what you're going to run across. Some of it is kind of like, wow, I can't believe I share the same oxygen with this person. Other stuff is very like, holy snot, how did you do that? What is going on here? This is awesome. And there's a lot of good information. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pulling a post. And no, this is not like the community thoughts segment on Twizcast where we find some mouth breather that just doesn't make any sense and we poke fun at him. This is going to be actually like we are going to highlight a Reddit post of the week and it could be a link to an article, it could be something like that, just to have you guys take it and view it and take it home and cuddle it and kiss it and say, this is what I think about this. This was worth it. This was worth the read. So this week, if you guys watch any of BlizzCon announcing, you saw a person who's really no stranger to the Heroes of the Storm scene, goes by the name of Grubby. And Grubby has his own site. He's been doing a whole bunch of streaming. He really crunches the numbers. He really looks deep into the meta, the team comps, the numbers. When something changes minor, how does it affect things big picture? And he really analyzes it, breaks it down. Smart kid. Definitely pay attention to what he's doing. But he put an article on Reddit this week that is definitely worth the read. So guys, why don't you, Charlie, why don't you kick us off, man, and tell us a little bit about the article that we're going to be highlighting and kind of what makes up this article and what's it all about.
Yeah, and this was linked onto Reddit through his page, and one thing too I want to mention really quick about Reddit, like, just you don't have to be grubby to make waves on there too, which I've always liked. There was a guy who basically mentioned that back when Raynor got all those big changes and got moved around quite a bit right before, I don't remember if we were still in beta or not, but I remember the show where you were going to do Raynor and basically it changed all at the last second. But someone had pointed out that, like, hey, there's kind of problems with the Commander Raynor skin. He doesn't look polished in certain areas. I noticed things change, and Blizzard employees noticed that, responded to it, and then Raynor's graphical a Commander Raynor skin got a graphical overhaul very shortly afterwards. So, I mean, if you've got a thought that's, actually something that matters, it doesn't go unnoticed. So that's what I like about this. Anyways, yeah, he basically, Grubby wrote an article about understanding the new scaling that took place with this patch. Basically, you're probably familiar with I'm paraphrasing him here. You're familiar with the talent tier advantages. Basically, if you're, down 11, 13, 15 versus 16, and the other team has a talent on you, it's probably not a good idea to go 5v5 even against them. You're looking to create an advantage or soak. So that's still a thing, even with these changes. It's just before, when behind, because the stats, it could make it very hard early to come back from that. And Ale had written an article about that some time ago, about how if you're ahead at these certain points in the game, it's such a big swing in power that it matters almost too much. Like, the first team to get to 4 wins, something like 60% of the time,
Mm-hmm.
That's just a bit too much. So what they've done now, Jimmy, you want to talk about the numbers a little bit here, so I don't mushmouth my way through it?
Yeah, I mean, he went ahead and broke down basically ETC Enthrall just as an example for no talents picked just as a baseline for the stats. He gets a 4.3% increase in HP from level 20 to 21, 5,800 to 6050. So, I mean, like, these, this is all due to the different changes with the stats now being a little more even throughout the levels instead of the power ramp up that they used to have. So, games will feel a lot closer now instead of how snowbally they were in the past.
Yeah. Instead, and the main difference too is we used to get flat points each level. So that extra 20 HP and damage or whatever you got, just as a throwing out example, it meant a lot if you were up a level, because that's a big difference between two when you're going from level 1 to 2. It's not as big of a difference when you're going from level 20 to 21, and that's why you would see games tighten up so much at that point. And their goal was to make the early game feel like that as well.
Yeah, and moving on more in the article, obviously the death timers have changed as well, which makes the early game a little bit more precarious. I mean, we've all seen it. We've all had a game on Cursed Hollow. That first curse comes up, and you literally spend like 5 minutes just killing each other over
that curse.
That curse. They've
dying for vision.
Death timers enough that should not be a problem there anymore, and it should punish people for playing a little too aggressively now.
Yeah, and what's going to be really nice about all of this is there's going to be a little bit of shift in the gameplay. You're going to have to play a little tighter in the beginning, and I don't know. The time I have the most fun is when you're at that 20. You're both at level 20 or 21, and it's just really close, and you have no idea who's going to win. And the first side to make a big mistake often loses the entire thing. And I would love some of that tension in the early game. And with this, what's happened is, and he writes that it's possibly an unintended side effect, is that every hero's strength against minion waves has been changed from what it currently is. So enemy fortifications are hitting heroes a bit weaker right from the get-go at level 1, and you can now take a few tower shots without going into like the lethal range, where before you were going to die. Yeah. So what that means for the early gameplay is this could be a lot of roaming and ganking, and I just thought that was some great insight from him, because just thinking about the talent changes, thinking about the scaling changes, I just thought, okay, cool, early game will be a little more patient. But no, instead, you can be a lot more aggressive now. Getting that first kill could be a huge reward, because the increased death timer makes, the experience gains that much more valuable, and harder for them to get back to lanes and soak and equalize. So you have to almost play a little bit, a little more cautious now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's to me, that says this really invites the snowball.
Well, that's what the scaling thing is now. No,
sure.
Instead, rather than like feeling like somebody went from 0 to 1,000 when they went from level 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Now it's roughly about 4% per power level. So even if you take an early gank or two, if your team's good and they're playing okay, it's not going to feel like such the weight is on your shoulder like before, where the snowball was real. If they got to 7 and you were still at 5.
Yeah. Well, so, I'm here to tell you guys. I will put the link to this below in the show notes. It'll be below here on YouTube. You can you can check it out for yourself. Pretty interesting article. Again, just some of the nitty gritty of just death timers alone. An extra few seconds here or there. Just how much it can change the game, and then this is what he does. He breaks this stuff down and really just gives you something to try and wrap your brain around. So we will include that in the show or in the show notes, and make sure you guys are checking that out. So one of the things that I do want to bring up, guys, is the fact that there is a second portion to the show. It's not going to be recorded. It's not going to be on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, so and that's because with this new format of 3 people instead of 5 people and stuff like that, we're working with new overlays. We're working with working through this little transition that we're going through. So we're not going to be recording it. However, if you want to hang with us and you want to play with us, one of the things that gets you dibs is being a patron of the Heroes of the Storm Power Hour. And all you got to do, seriously, is you go over to patreon.com/Heroes Power Hour and help support the show. Every little bit helps, and there's a lot of behind the scenes costs and stuff like that. And you know what? There's different tiers of rewards and stuff like that you guys can check out. But one of them is that, if you are a supporter of this show, then guess what? You are on our friends list, and you are playing with us, and you are in the Nexus with us, and you are in Hearthstone with us, and you are in World of Warcraft with us, and we are hanging out, and we, if you're going to support us, you're darn right. I want to be I want to build a relationship. So it's just taking care of those who take care of you, and everybody is a happier gamer and stuff like that. So every little bit helps. But the second portion of the show, if you are a Patreon, you do have dibs, and we try to set up. We're going to set up some matches and stream them and whatever. If you desperately do want to watch that, head over to the BlizzPro Twitch channel, and you can check out the recording there, because it'll be on there. But it's not going to be fancy intros and outros and stuff like that, because we're working through that. But it's going to be epic.
Yes. It definitely will. And don't forget to check out heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com, guys. Some great articles there. Recently, Alebeard wrote one about dealing with the Cho'Gall plague and ways to combat him, ways to use him, ways around him. So that's interesting. There's always the weekly rotation updates, and usually we have a build up. But the most recent one, I believe, was November 3rd, and it was a Murky build written by our very own Zexorus. But by the way, what was when you're Cho'Gall, it combines your names. And I think when me and Zex played together, we were Ballerus, which is the best name ever.
Ballerus.
That's amazing.
Ballerus.
Wow.
So yeah, that's some fun. Just playing Cho'Gall for that reason is great enough. I mean, are we gonna be ball? If I play with you, Twiz, are we gonna be balls?
We're gonna be, or we might be Ball Pro.
Ball Pro.
That would be epic. That could happen. That could happen.
I love it.
Okay. Or we could be Blizz fan.
Yeah,
one
Blizz
of the two.
Fan.
So,
Blizz fan.
Yeah. But anyhow, you know what, guys? All joking aside, here's the storm.blizzpro.com. There is some serious talent. There's talent all across the board on the BlizzPro website. Guys and gals writing articles and bringing you up to date on stuff like that. I have on my, get this. Here's what I do. Okay, this is a cool thing. Hear me out. If you've not listened to anything else I've done, I have an RSS reader on my tablet, and I am subscribed to the BlizzPro RSS feeds, and I get all of the Warcraft and StarCraft, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm. Anytime a new article goes up, my RSS feed refreshes, and boom, I have pictures, I have everything. It's like I have my own Blizzard magazine right in front of me, and all of the games that I care about are all showing up in the palm of my hand. I don't have to sit down to the computer and go to blizzpro.com or whatever. It happens automatically. So just from subscribing to the RSS feed that BlizzPro has on their sites, it's a cool thing, guys. I mean, seriously, it's like, you have the news anywhere you want, on your tablet, on your phone, on whatever. So give that a whirl. One of the last things that I do want to mention is that in the off chance do you want to write for BlizzPro, you can send an email to info@blizzpro.com and kind of inquire about it. Say, this is what I like, this is what I do, this is my experiences and stuff like that. So if you want to be a writer for BlizzPro, the possibilities are endless. Guys, is there anything anything you want to add or take away before we go into part 2 of the show for those in our awesome chat room right now?
Balls Pro.
We'll end it on that.
Balls Pro.
Balls Pro. All right. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Appreciate everything you do to help support us and keep us going. We couldn't do it without you. We hope to catch you again next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, twitch.tv/BlizzPro. I'm your host, Twiz. We are taking you out. Make sure that you game safe, you love one another, and please, everyone within the sound of my voice, take care.